Caitlin Clark is about to break the WNBA's ratings. Blindfolded, literally. Her long-awaited Dude Perfect collab just dropped, and yeah, it's already going insanely viral. The timing? Flawless for her fans, brutal for her haters. Because while Caitlyn is sidelined with an injury, the WNBA is spiraling, falling attendance, fading hype, lost momentum. And this video, it's not just content. It's a masterclass in contrast. While the league struggles to stay in the spotlight, Caitlyn just flipped a behind-the-back shot blindfolded and pulled millions of viewers in the process. The message couldn't be clearer. Caitlin Clark is the WNBA, and just maybe the league, the media, and the old guard should have been a little more welcoming to the fans she brought with her.
And that's the worst part of all this, is the new fans are sucking the life out of the WNBA right now. It's just the truth.
Because here's the truth. What happens while Caitlin Clark is out could change everything. Not just for this season, not just for Indiana, but for the entire WNBA. We're talking player pay, future TV deals, sponsorships, ticket sales, the whole financial foundation of the league. And the craziest part? This Dude Perfect video. Yeah, it's fun, it's lighthearted, it's entertaining, but it's also pouring a truckload of salt into a very open wound. Because while Caitlyn's on the sidelines, she's still the one pulling the numbers. Still the one keeping the spotlight on the league. That's going to be a brutal reality check for anyone who thought this was just hype. It's not hype, it's history in motion. So let's dive in. Break down some of these insane trick shots and talk about why this one video might say more about the future of the WNBA than any box score ever could. But first, like this video. If you're pumped to see Caitlyn drain shots blindfolded, and hit subscribe for non-stop Caitlin Clark updates. You're not going to want to miss what's coming next.
The Hinkle Heave.
The Hinkle Heave, here we go.
So let's rewind for a second. This all started with a teaser. Just a short clip on YouTube a few months back. Tyler from Dude Perfect launches a full court bomb from the stands. Caitlin Clark watching from the floor, arms folded, smiling. Swish? And the internet? It lost its mind. That teaser hit 13 million views in days, not weeks, days. And fans have been counting down ever since, asking the same question. When's the full video dropping? Well, now we know. And Caitlyn didn't just show up, she delivered.
Which one went in?
3, 2, 1. Oh.
This video isn't just about trick shots, it's a full-on three-point explosion. More than 50 types of threes from every angle imaginable. And if you know anything about Caitlin Clark, you know this is her playground. This is where she thrives. But this collab is so much bigger than just buckets. Caitlyn isn't just flexing her range, she's introducing herself to a massive, global, hungry audience. Because this isn't just another YouTube channel. This is Dude Perfect. We're talking sports YouTube royalty, over 18 billion views, more than 60 million subscribers. Let that sink in. That's more followers than the NBA's YouTube channel. Read that again. They are mainstream, undefeated, family-friendly, and they own the younger sports demo. Exactly the kind of casual, curious fan the WNBA has been trying and failing to reach, until now. And here's the thing, Caitlin Clark brings families. Just look at Fever games. The stands aren't filled with just die-hard hoop heads. They're packed with parents and kids. Generations showing up together because Caitlyn is more than a baller. She's a bridge. So when Caitlin Clark appears in a Dude Perfect video, that's not just a fun crossover. That's a gateway, a door opening to millions of brand new fans who might have never thought about watching the WNBA. But now, they're curious. They're interested. They might just tune in. And here's what makes this hit different from a Nike billboard or a polished 30-second State Farm ad. This is long-form content. This is where Dude Perfect thrives. They don't just showcase athletes, they hang out with them. They laugh, they compete, they create moments. It's not a brand talking at you. It's a vibe, a connection, a friendship. And for Caitlyn, that means their viewers, millions of them, are going to see her. Not just the step backs and deep threes, but her personality, her joy, her edge. And that kind of emotional connection, that's what turns casuals into believers. So when Caitlyn's out here doing this, she's growing the game more than any WNBA campaign ever has. And if you want to understand the scale of what Caitlyn Clark just pulled off, look no further than the NBA stars who've done this before her. When Steph Curry teamed up with Dude Perfect, that video racked up over 80 million views. When Giannis Antetokounmpo joined in, it became a global sensation. Now it's Caitlyn's turn, and this isn't just another celebrity guest spot. This is the first WNBA player ever to appear in a Dude Perfect video. That's not just cool, it's historic. It means Caitlyn isn't just joining the big leagues in popularity. She's blazing a new trail. And for the WNBA, that should be a wake-up call. Because while they've spent years trying to attract new fans with traditional ads and old-school PR, Caitlyn just brought millions of eyeballs to the league through fun, long-form content. And all she needed was a basketball and a blindfold.
Oh, he's done it. He's done it.
But here's the twist. Caitlyn Clark already is. Her teaser clip with Dude Perfect hit 13 million views in just days. That's before the full video even dropped. That's without a dunk. That's without NBA level production. Just Caitlyn. Being Caitlyn, draining threes and having fun. And that proves something powerful. This isn't just about men's versus women's basketball anymore. It's about relevance. It's about charisma. It's about who fans want to watch. Caitlyn Clark is crossing over into that rare space where players aren't just athletes, they're cultural icons. She's showing the next generation that the WNBA isn't some second-tier league. It's a space where greatness lives. And she's doing it with more reach than the league's own media machine could ever buy. So yeah, some people might scoff at a WNBA player doing a Dude Perfect collab. But by the time the view count hits 30, 40, maybe even 50 million, no one will be laughing.
You sure about that?
Here's Clark. Wow! You bet! From beyond the logo!
This isn't just hype, it's history in real time. Caitlyn Clark drew 1.3 million viewers for a preseason exhibition game. Let that sink in. That's more than most NBA regular season matchups. She's not just competing with the best, she's outranking them. Her jersey? It's flying off shelves. She's outselling top NBA stars. And her 2025 regular season games, already setting attendance records, viewership records, and social engagement highs. So for anyone still doubting how big this Dude Perfect video will be, wake up. This isn't some niche basketball moment. This is mainstream cultural crossover. The kind that launches athletes into legend status. And the wildest part? Caitlyn's doing all this, while barely getting any help from the league's promotional machine. She's generating headlines, fans, and momentum organically, because people connect with her. They see the fire, the joy, the ridiculous talent, and they can't look away. This collab with Dude Perfect isn't just going to go viral. It's going to redefine what stardom in women's sports looks like. And for the WNBA, this is the blueprint, or the warning shot.
Out of women's basketball, for a horrible team when she arrived, outside of LeBron and Steph, she is the most well-known basketball player currently playing in the United States.
Oh, yes. And I don't think that's close.
ChatGPT said, At this point, Caitlyn Clark isn't just popular. She's the most talked about athlete in America. She's everywhere. And now, she's teaming up with Dude Perfect, one of the biggest names in sports entertainment. This video isn't just a promo, it's an event. It's going to rack up tens of millions of views easily. Why? Because it's not just new fans getting their first real look at Caitlyn. It's her loyal army of followers showing up again and again. These are the fans who watch her games, buy her jerseys, defend her online, and now they're hitting replay over and over. Where Caitlyns goes, they follow. And that's something no marketing campaign can fake. The league has never seen this kind of gravitational pull. The only question now is, will they harness it or waste it?
Next on the team, Caitlin Clark.
When Caitlin Clark stepped onto the court at the Annika Pro-Am, ticket sales didn't just tick up, they skyrocketed. We're talking 12 times higher than usual. Everywhere Caitlyn shows up, the WNBA gets a massive boost. Free promotion, millions of fresh eyes, and a wave of new excitement. Now, the Dude Perfect collab? It's that effect on steroids. And the timing couldn't be better. If you're a Caitlin Clark fan. Because for her critics, this is about to be a disaster. A glaring spotlight on a huge miscalculation they're only just realizing, and it's playing out live for the world to see.
So this is being reported like wildfire, and it has just broken that Caitlin Clark is out with a left quad strain.
When Caitlin Clark took the court at the Annika Pro-Am, ticket sales didn't just increase, they exploded, shooting up 12 times higher than usual. Every time she appears, the WNBA gets a massive surge in free promotion and millions of new eyes tuning in. The Dude Perfect collaboration is like that, but on steroids, and it's dropping at the perfect moment. At least, that's great news if you're a Caitlin Clark fan. Because for the haters, this is about to be a disaster. Exposing a huge miscalculation that's now playing out in real time for everyone to see.
I can personally confirm the pronounced change in interest in Fever games without Clark. A week ago, I bought 4 tickets on StubHub to take my sports-playing nieces to the Fever Mystics game in Baltimore. The tickets in the same row are now less than half of what I paid.
Ticket prices for Fever games immediately plunged the moment Caitlyns was ruled out, including their big rematch against the Sky. That drop sent a clear, undeniable message. Fans aren't coming for the logo, the team, or even the league. They're coming for her.
The ticket prices have fallen more than 300% in less than 2 days.
Chicago Sky, Indiana Fever, from $86 48 hours ago to $25. And by the time June 7th rolls around, it might cost you a bag of Skittles and some Lay's potato chips to get in there.
These were tickets selling for hundreds of dollars, all because of Caitlyn. The Sky even moved their game to an NBA arena just to handle the demand she generated. Now, with her sidelined, prices have tanked. That's a massive red flag. Last year, Caitlin Clark alone sparked the WNBA's attendance boom. Without her, that momentum vanishes just as quickly as it arrived.
319%. 319%. All other teams still grew by double-digit percentages. So let's not forget that. But they didn't grow by 319%. That was Caitlin Clark, which means she's largely responsible for the overall league attendance records.
And it gets worse for the league. It's not just ticket sales taking a hit now. They're facing a full-blown ratings crisis.
The Storm vs. Wings gave you 339,000. The most watched WNBA game on NBA TV that did not involve Clark or the Indiana Fever. 339,000. WNBA hasn't seen any growth when it comes to the non-Caitlin Clark games.
ChatGPT said, games without Caitlin Clark keep pulling modest, or, frankly, disappointing, viewership numbers. Meanwhile, when Caitlyn's on the court, it looks like this.
It is the highest peak of any game. It is the second highest viewership, which is like average viewership. However, it was the highest peak of any game ever on CBS.
The Fever's game against the Liberty pulled a peak of nearly 3.3 million viewers. And that came right after the Sky Fever season opener averaged 2.7 million, the most watched WNBA regular season game in 25 years. Now, imagine Caitlyn hitting 30 million views on Dude Perfect from brand new fans, while some WNBA games are drawing what feels like ESPN's version of professional cornhole numbers. Okay, maybe not that bad, but the gap is huge. This isn't just a short-term blip. Even if it lasts just a few weeks, this contrast could reshape everything for WNBA players, from exposure to paychecks to the future of the league itself.
The players can't sit down at a collective bargaining table and say, we demand more because you're not giving us enough money. Because if Caitlyn Clark is the only driver of your business, guess what? Not sustainable. Not CBA
they
change-worthy.
opted out of the CBA to negotiate a better deal, clearly aiming to cash in on the Caitlyn Clark effect. Soaring ratings, sold-out arenas, and sponsorships flooding in. But when they talked about it publicly, there was a definite bravado, like they were confident this moment was theirs to own.
If y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sit out.
That's a possibility, for real.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, the players were riding high. Caitlyn Clark had skyrocketed every growth metric, and they felt the leverage was finally theirs. They were ready to play hardball, demanding better pay, more benefits, the whole package. It was. Like they and their fans believed Caitlyn was just the natural next step in the league's upward momentum.
People know, look at this lie. This Asia Wilson fan, look at this. This is just a blatant lie. Quote, he isn't lying. Literally look up ratings. Just the last few years, record ratings. The ratings were putrid. 450,000 people were tuning in for your 3-time MVP, Asia Wilson.
Caitlyn's injury changed everything. That leverage, or at least the perception of it, is quickly slipping away.
All the owners have to do is say, what if she gets injured again? It's like, we are not committing to this because she can get injured again. And if she gets injured again, it's over.
Exactly. Caitlyn's not just moving the needle, she is the needle. Now that her true value to the WNBA is clear, it's going to be way tougher for players to strong-arm owners for sky-high pay and perks without her presence backing that demand.
Caitlyn Clark could have billions of dollars of worth to the WNBA as the star power reaches unforeseen levels.
The same economist who showed Caitlyn Clark was behind over a quarter of the WNBA's total economic activity in 2024. Just dropped his 2025 forecast. Ryan Brewer, a top sports valuation expert, now predicts Caitlyn's impact this year could top $1 a billion. That's one athlete, one season, creating $1 billion difference. No sugarcoating it, that's 100% Caitlyn Clark. So what does this mean for the Dude Perfect collab?
Okay, Caitlyn, come on, come on. That'll work.
There's no coming back from this, for the players at least. 4 to 6 games without Caitlyn is all the evidence the owners need to push back hard against any wild demands. If you think they won't use that leverage, just look at what they've already done. These are the same owners who moved only their games against the Fever to NBA arenas, not for any other team, just Caitlyns. The boldest move? Chicago Sky didn't just move one game, they moved 2 to the United Center. That sent a loud, clear message to the sports world. Angel Reese isn't the draw she said she was. This league runs on entertainment. Networks get it. That's why. They ordered 41 of 44 Fever games for national broadcast. But the old guard? They either don't get it, or they're straight up refusing to accept it.
But if it goes back to worst non-Caitlyn Clark numbers, and the worst thing would be if the Indiana Fever ends up being one of the lower viewed teams in the WNBA, that would be even worse. Then the WNBA owners can literally come out and just say to the players that if everything they show with growth, and they can just say, like, we had this growth, look at our average numbers. They were like, nope, we are not taking the average numbers. We are discounting Caitlyn Clark games.
And that brings us to the inevitable blame game. But don't expect any self-reflection from the league, the players, or the media. They won't be looking in the mirror. They'll be pointing right at you.
She's packing now larger arenas. She's taking and making shots nobody's ever done in the history of the sport. She is Steph Curry. I mean, there's a reason the NBA puts Steph Curry on Christmas.
These are Caitlyn Clark fans first, and the league should be thanking them for it. Because these so-called not real basketball fans are the reason the WNBA just had its biggest ratings bump in 25 years. They're the reason ticket demand exploded. They're the reason games were moved to NBA arenas. So, yes, they follow her more than the league. But that's exactly how fandom works in 2025. Stars drive leagues. It's LeBron in the NBA. It was Serena in tennis. It's Caitlyn in the WNBA blaming. These fans, instead of welcoming them, that's not just petty, it's self-destructive.
There's these people who are fans of indie bands, international soccer, and the WNBA. They have this gatekeeping mentality. We'll tell you who's great.
Exactly. That's not gatekeeping, it's self-sabotage. When Magic and Bird entered the NBA, veterans didn't see them as threats. They saw them as the spark that could save the league. And when MJ came along, nobody tried to minimize his impact. They built around it. They capitalized on it. The WNBA had that same opportunity with Caitlin Clark. She wasn't just another rookie. She was a cultural phenomenon. Instead of rolling out the red carpet, many players and media voices rolled out the cold shoulder. Some even weaponized her popularity against her, as if the attention she brought was undeserved. But here's the truth. You don't grow a league by shaming fans for how they showed up. You grow it by giving them a reason to stay. And right now, the WNBA is dangerously close to fumbling the best chance it's ever had.
Quote, once I found out Caitlyns wasn't playing, it didn't make sense for us to fly to Indianapolis. Of course not. Kopecky said in a phone interview, we are Caitlyn fans before Fever fans. She's the biggest draw. That's who the girls want to see.
This dude perfect video is one. And it's the kind of cultural moment the WNBA should be building around. Not ignoring, not downplaying, and definitely not resenting. While some inside the league are busy policing who counts as a real. Fan, Caitlin Clark is out here creating real magic, real reach, real relevance. She's doing what no marketing campaign or PR strategy ever could, making people care. So here's the hard truth. The people driving viewership, ticket sales, merch, and social buzz right now, they're Caitlin Clark fans first. And that's not a flaw, that's a feature. It's the foundation every successful sports league has been built on. If the WNBA truly wants to level up, it's time to stop fighting the wave and start riding it. Because cultural moments like this don't come around often. And if you squander them, they don't come back. So enjoy the Dude Perfect collab. Share it, celebrate it, because Caitlyn's doing her part. The question is, will the rest of the league catch up?
The resentment is understandable, but it's not about Caitlin Clark, it's about what she represents. My point is, grow up. Who cares? If you're Magic and Bird, that didn't stop Jordan from coming along and doing what he did. Over the years that followed, it didn't stop the Vince Carters of the world, the Allen Iversons of the world, the Shaq Diesel, Shaquille O'Neals of the world, the Hakeem Olajuwons of the world, the Charles Barkleys of the world.
Ow. Because the truth is, Caitlin Clark has earned it. She's earned the respect. She's earned the spotlight. She's earned the recognition, not just as a rookie or a rising star, but as a generational talent redefining what's possible for women's sports, and when a foreign team treats her with more grace, admiration, and perspective than many inside her own league. That's not just a feel-good moment. That's a wake-up call. It shows the problem isn't Clark. It never was. It's the ecosystem around her, the one that's too busy gatekeeping to see the gate has already been blown open. Respect isn't owed because of fame or hype. It's owed because of impact. And Caitlin Clark's impact. It's undeniable. Global, historic. It's time for the WNBA to stop acting like her arrival is a disruption and start realizing it's their biggest opportunity.
How this Brazilian national team that played the Fever, it's the way they received her, the way they celebrated her. It's quite a contrast that these women of color from Brazil and their coach had, as opposed to the American players and American women of color and how they treat Caitlin Clark.
After every cultural moment, the league has had the chance to fully embrace Caitlin Clark for what she is. A generational star. The Dude Perfect collab? It's just the latest opportunity. Maybe they'll post about it. Maybe they won't. But at this point, the damage is done. Caitlin's injured. The buzz is fading. And this video, pure joy for her fans, is going to feel like salt in the wound for her critics. Because once again, Caitlyn is doing everything she can to grow a league that still doesn't seem ready to embrace her. And now, it's going to bite them hard. Because the most watched WNBA moment of June won't be a WNBA game. Before you go check out the Dude Perfect video, drop a in the comments if you made it to the end. You're the real MVP. See you next time.